Hey everyone, and welcome to Requiem Vids, where today we're going to be discussing part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Phantom Blood. The first thing I want to discuss is the yin-yang relationship between Jonathan and Dio. How we see Dio has nothing, his dad's an alcoholic, his mother's dead, and he's forced to sell her clothes in order to get his dad booze money. On the other hand, we see how great Jonathan's life is in comparison to this. We see why Dio resents Jonathan. We see how Dio is forced to gamble in games of chess in order to sustain himself. And although this is no excuse for the acts he commits, we see why he commits acts such as killing his dad, killing his adoptive dad, trying to poison his adoptive dad, burning the dog alive, and many other gruesome acts after he's no longer human. One of the worst acts he does, while he's still in his human form, is kissing Elena Pendleton, Jonathan's girlfriend, before Jonathan can kiss her. Later, we see Jonathan's extremely noble nature when he spares Speedwagon and the other goons at Ogre Street while trying to investigate Dio poisoning his dad. We see how noble Jonathan is compared to later protagonists in the series, while other protagonists aren't afraid to do a shady thing here or there. Jonathan will stick to his morals no matter what it comes to, and while other people might call him a boring character because of this, I actually enjoy when Jonathan does this. It shows his nobility. And then when Jonathan gets back, we see this rub off on Speedwagon, on how Speedwagon tried to warn Jonathan from Dio, luring Jonathan in to kill him with a stone mask. And when Dio finds out about this, he understandably gets quite pissed at Speedwagon. We then see how Dio just pretty much slapped George in the face for everything he did by stabbing Jonathan in the chest and using his blood to make himself a vampire, and then later killing JoJo's star and all the police in the building at the time. This just pretty much shows that Dio has completely rejected his humanity, and there's no redeeming him. Even though Jonathan still tries his best to save Dio, he knows that there is no saving Dio at this point. And then Dio tries to later again kill Jonathan in the burning ruins of the mansion by sending him down into the flames. But then Jonathan sends Dio falling down into the spike, supposedly killing him, and we see how regretful Jonathan is from this action. He is genuinely hurt from this. Later, he meets up with William A. Zappelli, who explains to him, "Hey, yo, Dio isn't dead," and teaches Jonathan Hammond and shows him how to actually defeat Dio once and for all. We then see one of the best fights in this season, the Bluefoot fight, which I really enjoy because it shows how Jonathan is able to redeem someone lost to Dio's evilness. After this, we get the death of William A. Zappelli from the hands of Tarkus, someone who, unlike Bluefoot, is unable to be redeemed from Dio. We then get the fight between Dio and Jonathan at the mansion, well, more like the castle, and we see how Dio has grown in his abilities and able to flash freeze and space rubber steamy eyes, and how he toys with Jonathan's life like it's nothing more than his little plaything. We see how this causes Dio's end, and how, well, Dio's supposed to end, I should say, and how Jonathan, we see how regretful Jonathan is from killing Dio, and how it genuinely hurts him when he finds out, well, when he thinks he finds out, I should say, that Dio is dead. And then later on the boat, when Jonathan finally has happiness with Elena, we see Dio trying to come in again and take this last bit of happiness Jonathan has and take it away by causing Jonathan to die on the boat. And supposedly Jonathan thinks he's killing Dio, but we all know that's not what ended up happening. All around, I'd say this is a really great beginning for the series. It's a fine story in and of itself, but compared to later parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it doesn't hold up, so that's why it gets a lot of flack. So this gets 3 stone masks out of 5.